According to South African officials, South Africa is ready to host the much anticipated G20 summit. It should be noted that this year's G20 would be without the participation of the United States of America. Donald Trump, who happens to be the president of the United States of America, have said a lot uh, of information that is unverified regarding South Africa, saying there is a lot that is going wrong. South African government has tried to engage Donald Trump, but it appears Donald Trump's ears only hears the Afrikaners. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So we commence this live broadcast by hearing the Minister of Foreign Affairs in South Africa. Let's hear Ronald Lamola updating the world regarding the state of readiness in South Africa as it hosts G20 summit.
The G20 leaders' presence. At this stage, we have got confirmations that only 4 countries will not be represented at the head of state level. They will either be represented at the foreign minister level or Sherpa level, which is the level of representation at the G20 or ministerial at the level of the leaders summit. So it is Russia, Mexico, and Argentina. They will be present. It's just that they will be represented at the level either of the foreign minister or of the Sherpa. In fact, Mexico and Argentina will be represented at the level, at the ministerial level, foreign minister level. China will be represented by Premier Li at that level. Whether we read anything to this as a snub of some sort or undermining Africa, no. We don't see this as a snub or undermining of Africa. In all multilateral platforms events, it does happen for whatever reasons that heads of states are not able to attend, and they will delegate whoever they decide to delegate, either their foreign minister or whoever the head of state decides to delegate for whatever reasons and whatever architecture of that count. It's nothing abnormal. Even ourselves, sometimes I represent President Ramaphosa in platforms.
Okay, so there you have heard it. About 4 countries, head of states, confirming that they would not be part of the G20 summit, which is 4 days away from now. And these countries, we know the United States of America has said it would not be sending any officials in South Africa, accusing South African government for actually committing acts of genocide against the Afrikaners, of which the United States have failed emphatically to prove this one. And also China suspiciously not also coming to the G20, but will send the officials at the ministerial level, or as Ronald Lamola have actually put it. It is understandable, I think, for Vladimir Putin, because once he steps into the soils of South Africa, the South African government is supposed to activate the ICC warrant of arrest. We know that he is under warrant of arrest. So if he steps into some countries which are signatories of the ICC, he may be arrested. Maybe that is why he would be sending the minister, to be sending representatives or government officials, representatives of that particular country, that is Russia. But when it comes to China, there is absolutely no reason why its president is not coming to South Africa. Though the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ronald Lamola, downplayed this, but I'm of the firm opinion that these countries like China, why are they not coming to the first ever summit, G20 held on the African soil? It has something to do with undermining Africa. I'm telling you, although the politicians may try to sweep this under the carpet, but it smells undermining the continent of Africa. We will see how many countries, presidents will not come, but at the moment we hear about 4 countries. That is a huge number. Mexico, we don't know who is actually influencing their decision not for the president of that particular country, also not to be part and parcel of the G20 summit. I only understand one country, that is Russia, because its president is under surveillance of ICC by virtue of being issued with a warrant of arrest by ICC. It means a country that is a signatory to ICC may actually allow the arrest of Vladimir Putin. You remember last time he was supposed to come to South Africa, and the opposition political parties had to actually approach the courts to make sure that when he steps into the soils of South Africa, an arrest should be effected. That is why he ended up cancelling his trip to South Africa. So we are watching with keen interest the G20 summit, the first of its kind to be actually hosted by South Africa, and the first of its kind to be hosted on the African soil. It's disappointing that about 20 countries are not, about 4 countries' presidents are not coming so far. It's disappointing in my view. So the countries that we expect to be part of this G20 summit is Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, obviously South Africa being the host country, South Korea, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America, which has said it will boycott. So it's only, I think, South Africa, which is representing 54 member states of the African continent. I think that on its own should be a concern. Why are some of the African countries not? It's a big continent with a lot of mineral resources, and it should have actually more than one country representing it. Already the bullying that we see to a country that is representing Africa, that is South Africa, by superpowers such as the United States of America, is actually worrying and concerning. This is not just only worrying us, the people of Africa. It is also worrying to the United States of America itself. Let's hear the Americans speaking about this.
I just don't understand why we are taking a bunch of tools in our foreign policy toolbox and tossing them into a dumpster.
And I think we need to start giving African countries more of what they want and less of what they don't. That seems like an Africa strategy doesn't seem to be guided by that principle.
Picking a fight with South Africa, a pretty important nation, and labeling them as committing genocide against Afrikaan farmers, accepting Afrikaner refugees while we're shutting off other refugees from Africa.
We are in a state of crisis right now when it comes to our relations with the continent and other competitors of ours, from Iranians to Russians to Chinese to people that don't always align with us, from the Emiratis and others, are flooding the zone where we are retreating in a stunning way.
Mr. Perry, thank you for your testimony. What I hear from both of you is more engagement, not less. More of what we have done that works, and that the abrupt and chaotic closure of a very wide range of our most effective tools for engaging with Africa, from the MCC to YALI to the PEPFAR program, puts all of this at risk. Mr. Chairman, if I might, given your...
So you can see that even the senators in the United States of America, they are worried about the posture that has been taken by the president of the United States of America, Donald John Trump, regarding South Africa, preferring to listen to a minority, that is Afrikaners, over the majority. And I think the way the United States of America has been treating under Donald Trump, South Africa, has been unfair, to say the least, to the South African government, which has been willing to actually engage. I can actually factually interpret this as bullying. What the United States of America has been doing to the South African government is actually nothing less than bullying it. Well, South Africa have said the absence of the United States of America on its soil when it actually get to host the first ever G20 summit to be held on the African soil is actually a missed opportunity. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Umhlabane is signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast as I give you more.